Let's go to the back first.
Okay. I'm getting a tour of the rest of the house. Great interior decoration, and the people are so nice. You guys are the best. Soufflé pancake right here. Wow, it's very gelatinous. Look at that. This is a really cool piece of information I learned over here about the Petronas Towers. The towers was built in 1999. Now, right here where it talks about the design and where the inspiration comes from, the design of Petronas Twin Towers were based on a combination of several geometrical patterns with shape of Rub El Hip, 8-pointed star, which represents unity and harmony. Well, where else do we know the 8-pointed star from? It's the Chinese Bagua, the Bagua, which is a octagonal shape with 8 straight lines, and then with the yin yang in the middle, right? And the Bagua shape, which is a 8-sided shape, an octagon, also represents unity and harmony. They actually reference the Bagua here in the museum. But the Bagua is a very well-known symbol of the Taoism, and Taoism, you know, is one of the major religions in China, and it's an 8-sided shape, octagonal shape symbol, and it symbolizes unity and harmony. And it's used in Chinese architecture and various design elements as well. There's another look down another very steep staircase. Getting ready to go down. It's almost take the steering careful. So this street right here has a Baba Nongya Heritage Museum, which talks about the Peranakan culture, the Chinese Malay fusion culture here in Malaysia. But I've been to such a museum and house already in Penang, so I'm not going to go in there today. But along these streets here, I noticed there are some cool coffee shops, restaurants, tea shops, as well as art galleries. And here's one that I kind of ran into yesterday. I was curious about it. And then my friend in Kuala Lumpur actually recommended it, so I'm going to go in and check it out. So I would say this art gallery here provides a pretty unique and cool experience because not only is it an art gallery, it's actually the home, the family home of this family who does the work here. And this person was just explaining to me that they actually live upstairs. The downstairs area is the gallery. They bought the whole building to be able to do artwork. And you can also see the evolution of the artist, the way that his style has changed over time, has become from more realistic to probably more conceptual and a little bit abstract with more straight lines and simpler colors. It's very cool.
Let's go to the back first.
Okay. I'm getting a tour of the rest of the house. It's a very long house. Must be how long do you think this is? Like, it feels like 100 meters.
Around there is 230 feet.
Oh, look at this! Oh my gosh, you have a banana tree here.
Papayas.
And papaya too.
Yeah. There's star fruits over there. That one.
Wow,
There's what's it called, umbra tree. There's a very small sour fruit. It's very good for your heart as well.
Did you plant this here to have fruits?
Yeah. My dad plants everything here. So it has green thumb. We touch everything, turn green. So there's 2 buildings. So that is break open in the middle. Let's join together.
Yeah, this is so cool. It's like a tropical garden you've got back here.
It. That's my father's 5 Series BM owner.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for this. I feel like I'm
Slowly walk to the back, and then you can like count the steps. So.
I am I'm getting the insider tour right here. We're walking to the other side. Wow, this is beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at this. Wow.
This is as long as the next one as well.
Yeah, I love how you use the plants to bring colors and a different feel to this area.
The plants actually exert some moisture, so keep the place cool down. So.
I see. And it works so well with the paintings here because this is like nature, more like nature.
We always say that my father cultivated his surrounding with nature and then draw inspiration from his surrounding. So in Chinese we call 艺术生活化, 生活艺术化.
Yeah.
So we cultivate this surrounding.
I like this one over here. It's almost looks like it reminds me of Monet.
I see. Yeah, the green usage, the spreading of the color.
Yeah, it looks like kind of like like lotus pots in a pond or something. Some of these are more abstract, whereas this one's a little bit more realistic, but you can definitely see the compared to some of the earlier works, it has become a little bit more modernist, simpler in terms of composition, shapes. And these are just kind of like using more of lines. And those looks like actually Chinese opera performers. Right? These look like Chinese opera performers.
Yeah, the Chinese opera. He actually sketched this on the site when they were performing on the stage. He just sketched.
Yeah.
You can almost see the movement of the person with the light.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, it's very it's very unique the way that it's done with the lines. Oh, and this one's a marching band. So I'm having myself a curry puff. It's got some curry pork on the inside, and they heat it up for me. Kind of a puff pastry on the outside. This is it's a Chinese thing that we eat, especially popular around New Year time. I'm gonna get some Thai iced tea to go with it. There's just a cool spot to like hang out. The inside's done in this traditional Peranakan, which is the Chinese Malaysian decorative style. Very rustic looking furniture, and in the back, wow, the people here are at this coffee shop or restaurant is so nice. They let me try different things. Like the bartender just gave me a cold brew coffee to try. It's a pretty smooth cold brew coffee, not very strong in flavor. And this is a local tree with this kind of a sweet, mostly sweet but a little bit sour syrup in the middle. The green part is pandan, which is it's a Southeast Asian kind of a pastry that's made with I believe tapioca and some flour. It has a soft texture to it, like mochi, like the sticky rice, pounded sticky rice tree, Great interior decoration, and the people are so nice. You guys are the best. Thank you. So I am here at a art exhibit. This is an art exhibit that's focused on fan painting on fans. It is a very ancient Chinese art. The styles here follows a very ancient Chinese art form that dates back to before the Song Dynasty. And yeah, so that's like over 1,000 years old. A lot of them are animals like birds, cats. You have flowers here, and I think one of the stylistic characteristics is that they're painted with very vibrant colors, and you'll see a lot of details on the subjects, and they're all done by students of an art school, but I think they're done super well. It's gonna take a lot of training for me, at least, to ever be able to paint something that's close to this. I'm also really impressed by this installation in the middle. It's basically made up of these, must be thousands of paper birds, you know, folded up the Chinese origami style, called origami in Japanese. But of course, you know, we do it in China as well. And look at that, just thousands of these paper birds and cranes that are hanging from the ceiling. Is that awesome or what? So this is a great example of one great thing leading to another. I was attending an art exhibit at a different place through the introduction of a friend of mine who is not even in Malaysia right now, but he introduced me to someone who is an organizer of that exhibit. I went there, saw a very nice exhibit on traditional Chinese art on fans. And from talking to the organizer there, a new friend that I met, she introduced me then to other people, other artists, people who are in the field, and I ended up meeting a arts professor who is also an artist, and then with another person who works at this arts center here. It is called the Soka Art and Culture Center, and I'm here looking at the center, checking out the exhibit. There's one right now happening from this very well-known artist named Chu Tang Bang. He apparently is a very accomplished artist in Malaysia, and there's a whole exhibit on his body of work spanning many decades. Here are some of the early paintings. I find his early paintings to be especially interesting. Here's one, a landscape painting from one of the subject is one of the islands in Malaysia, but this one is actually done by watercolor. Where's the next one? This one is oil on canvas, but in fact, if you compare the two, the colors as well as sort of the styles, the way they're painted is very similar, even though they use completely different paints, right? So it should be completely different styles, but they're actually consistent. And then very quickly, as you move along, about 10 or 15 years later, he's doing these more conceptual, abstract type of painting, but you can still sort of tell what the subject is. So it looks like landscape, right? But then it becomes even more conceptual and more abstract. And so very quickly, he had moved on to he has changed his style. And he's painting with just kind of like shapes, and just using different color contrasts to present his ideas. And then he has this series right here, which is mandala, which are actually watercolor embossed on paper. I'm not even exactly sure how he does this, but it's very cool. It's actually watercolor embossed on paper. So he's worked out with a lot of different mediums. These seem to be more spiritual. But they're very cool. So yes, if you ever find the time to come to Kuala Lumpur, I think this art center is worth checking out. So we're looking at more paintings by the same artist, Chu Tang Beng. I just realized he actually has the same last name as me. Yeah, we have the same surname, so that's very cool. And now these paintings, this series painting done more in the, I guess, the 2000s, are definitely a little bit more abstract, but apparently he draws the inspiration from nature. Like that one on the far left is, when I first saw it, I said it looks like a waterfall, and it turns out it's the Niagara Falls. This one over here I like particularly because it kind of looks like two huge boulders that's with a narrow opening in the middle leading out to, kind of looks like a sunset on the other side. And it's probably in a body of water right there. I think it's very cool. And basically what he's doing is capturing the essence of his subjects as he sees it, you know, what he sees as the essence of the subjects. I think it derives from nature, but at the same time it has a very cosmic feel to it. It's almost like he's capturing sort of like the grandness of nature as well as the universe. So since I'm following the universe, perhaps I am meant to see his work. So at the top floor of this building, well, this is the 9th floor, is where you actually get an understanding of this organization that occupies this building, that is providing a space for art. And it is in fact an organization that is rooted in Japanese style Buddhism and believes in the idea of using Buddhism to motivate people to change for social change. And this is like the most resonating panel here. Over here it says, it is in the ocean of dialogue that a person can become truly human. Dialogue is an epic challenge which first requires you to change yourself rather than trying to change others. And I think this actually has been my theme for the past year. It's about connection, meaningful connection. And I think it's very powerful to say that you build connections through dialogue, through interacting with other people, but you first need to change yourself. You need to change your perspective that you're having the dialogue to connect other people, but not trying to change their opinion, not trying to impose your ideas and opinions on them, you know? So that's very powerful. And you can come in here to learn more about your organization. This is also very resonant for me because it's talking about how the organization promotes culture in order to achieve its objectives. And it's because they believe that culture is what builds happiness, which that's what I believe in. I think culture is the most important asset to the human race, to any people. It's the most powerful asset. more valuable than any other assets in the world, more valuable than any material asset, money, weapons, power. Culture is the most powerful thing because it is a product by human beings, the most powerful product by human beings, and it outlasts any kind of changes. It evolves over time, but it will outlast any kind of upheaval, trauma. It is what makes humans human. I'm in the city center area. This is where all the skyscrapers and top office buildings are. And this is one of the coolest architectural designs that I've seen. A lot of construction is going on here, but yeah, look at these buildings. They're like built in a sort of a Southeast Asian, I guess perhaps it's a Malaysian style, but I don't really know what the Malaysian style is, but this is totally unique. Very cool design. Makes such an interesting juxtaposition with the more modern looking structures around it. Very cool. So one art gallery leads to another. Here I am at a studio specialized in calligraphy. It's calligraphy of this particular artist named Jameson Yap, who's the descendant of Chinese immigrants from China to Malaysia. And his specialty is in calligraphy. Not necessarily very popular art discipline for the younger generation these days, but I have actually had more interest in it lately. I never really considered calligraphy to be an art form. It just seemed like it was something that you practice your writing, right? You learn how to write, and you can write more nicely, have nice handwriting, but I never would have considered it art. But his style is that he likes to make his brush strokes like the flow of the river, like water, which is such a Chinese thing, because that's a big part of Chinese philosophy, is to be like water. You might have heard that from Bruce Lee. He said that himself too, but that's Chinese philosophy. His style of doing the characters are very interesting. Like this character over here is the character for home. Chinese characters are very based in form. The form and shape of the characters is meant to look like the actual object that it's supposed to represent. So here's the character for home, which normally you understand that it has the top part of it is the roof. It looks like the roof of a home. And the underneath part of it, which I didn't actually understand quite now, but the way that he has interpreted it makes it look like a person. So it looks like a person underneath a roof. And this is what makes a home. And the character for home is also used in the same characters for the word family. So family and home, they're kind of like interchangeable. And so you have a person it looks like a person underneath a roof. So you have a home and a family. Very interesting. Here's two scrolls depicting the saying for 莫忘初心，方得始终, which is in Chinese philosophy now has become quite prominent, and it basically means don't forget your beginning, and then you would achieve a good result in the end, which to me is a very timely and poignant saying. It's to say that don't forget why you started doing something. Go back to the beginning, go back to your roots, and that will get you where you need to go. His other renditions are also quite interesting. Like this one is the character for love, I, And the character for I has also encompasses other characters. It has the character for a heart in the middle, and the bottom part is the character for friend. So the artist here, the calligrapher, he has actually interpreted these characters in a very figurative form. Because to me, this literally looks like a person with his legs across, sitting on the ground, and he has his arms across his heart in the middle. It's very figurative, and like I said, Chinese characters, Han Chinese characters, are very figurative. They're supposed to represent the real objects in nature, which is, you know, kind of the opposite of the Latin alphabets, because the alphabets don't really mean anything by themselves. They don't represent any objects in nature. It's a bunch of arbitrary letters thrown together to represent something, but you cannot trace it back to nature. This one's very interesting too. This one is two characters. That means to, and together it means to let go. Something that I've been doing a lot, I've been practicing to do this past year is letting go of my job, letting go of my career ambitions, letting go of my ego, letting go of my identity that I've built in the last 15 to 20 years as a lawyer. And it's also very figurative. The upper character is it means to release. And it looks like two people there side by side. And that part right there almost looks like they're tossing something out like a line. And this character on the right it actually means to go down, but the two characters together means to let something go. And what does it look like? I don't know. It's almost like they're throwing an anchor out or something. What else do I like? This one is also interesting. It's the character for happiness, and which to me here looks like a tree, like a potted plant. Okay, I'm here having a souffle pancake right here. Wow, it's infused with I think I don't know. There's dry ice in there. Okay, it's my first time ordering this, but it looks pretty cool. Okay. 怎么样吃呢？这个？
这个它是这样。
哦，这个是 coffee。
这个是 coffee 那个植物花开啊。
哦 OK。
所以我先拿上来为你简单介绍一下。
这 coffee drink。
它是有3个分层，下面这一层是薰衣草和玫瑰果露，中间的这一层是 espresso 和牛奶，上面的这层是奶泡和干椒玫瑰花。
OK。
所以等下你要用汤匙搅拌均匀，然后再饮用。这个是干冰冷区法是不可以喝的。对
OK。
对，谢谢你。
就放在这喝。
对。
做得很漂亮啊，谢谢。Okay. All right. Wow. So this is a coffee drink, which looks like a beautiful cocktail. It's got some dry ice underneath for visual effects, but look at the way that it's done at the top with the little that line is made with some kind of looks like flower shavings, and I think it's infused with lavender. It's called a lavender mist. Okay, this is really cool. I cannot wait to try it. It's got a very thick layer of foam on top. I think it looks like cream actually. Okay, there is foam, but that is thick foam. It just has a slight floral as well as a salty flavor on it. There's like these leaves on top, which is very artistic, and the espresso is down at the bottom. So I think I'm supposed to stir it a little bit to mix up the coffee a little bit. Oh wow. Oh, I can definitely taste the lavender. Okay, I'm not sure how to drink this without spilling it. Isn't this beautiful or what? That is foamy. Very good espresso. It's not too cold. I requested no ice, but he says there's only one piece of ice in there. I think the temperature is actually perfect, just slightly chilled. Good espresso flavor. I'm not tasting too much of lavender. I think it's more at the bottom, right? Because it's the purple lavender. But the taste is good and it's beautifully made. Okay, so I have casually just walked into this coffee shop inside of a shopping mall. And I was looking to just get a quick coffee, take a break, relax a little bit before some more walking around in this area. Actually, I was here last night already. This is again the city center area where there's all these nice shopping malls here. But besides getting a really nice coffee drink right here, this place also specializes in these souffle pancakes. And souffle pancakes were invented in Japan, and Japan is really good on basically making their own versions of Western style food. And souffle, as we know, comes from France, and the Japanese people turn it into a pancake by using the techniques of souffle. Today is my first time trying the souffle pancake. I believe this is the creme brulee flavor. Comes with the pancakes itself. Looks like there's some couple cookies down there. Here's a waffle cookie with some ice cream that also comes with it. And let's cut into this. And look at how it's like, kind of like jiggly. Okay, that's the pancake itself. It's very gelatinous. Look at that. Guys all dancing out here. Ain't no dance party like an Asian dance party. All along the way, there's restaurants and shops. A little bit of elevation here. Here's your Turkish ice cream guy. Did she get the ice cream or not? He scared him. She's getting a good laugh out of it. She's making him climb up a step. There's so many people here. Oh, the torturing. The torture for the ice cream. Oh my gosh. What is going on here? What's with the napkin? You want any more of that? Oh, it's a potato. Big potato with the toppings. Oh, the hot brown buns. Various different drinks with fruits. Those look like fruits with actual chili flakes and spices on them. This is a dish that I was actually kind of curious to try.